Okay. We're looking at how to calculate percentage and then profit and net loss and gain on a math riddle. So I had 2 pairs of skis that I sold for the same price. I made a profit of 20% on the sale of one pair and had a loss of 20% on the other pair. Did I make money, lose money, or break even? Okay, so let's kind of try to visualize our scenario. Here's a set of skis. Oh man. Then here's another set of skis. And I sold them. There you go, that might be a little better. I've sold both the sets of skis for the same price. So in this case, it's ambiguous. You could apply a variable to this. You could call this, variable x and variable y, and you could say that they're both equal to each other. X is equal to y. So in other words, you could actually call both of them the value of x or both of them the value of y. It doesn't make a difference because the two values are equal, okay? What is important, though, that's the sale price, is the original price, okay? They said that they made a profit of 20. So let's say these nice black skis are the ones where we made money, but the red skis is where we lost 20%, okay? So we lost money. We lost 20% on those, and we gained 20% on these, okay? The question is, did we make money, lose money, or break even? This could be hard to think of at first. You might go, oh, well, they're both 20%, so we probably broke even. But we have to get down to like the nitty-gritty of this. And one way to do this is to apply a number or a sale price. So let's say the sale price here of the skis is $100. It's a pretty simple value to work with. We could say it's anything, but I'm going to work with that one. If we say that the... sorry, no, I don't want to say it's $100. I want to say the original price of the black skis is $100, and we made 20% profit, and that's going to tell us what the sale price is. And the reason, again, I chose 100, I could have chose 120, we could have chose 80. It's just that it will help us simplify this number. So in order to apply percentage, we take 100 and we're going to multiply it by 0.2 or 0.20. The other zero is not that important. We're going to end up with this. Okay, so 2 times 100 is 200. There's that one decimal place. So we move that decimal place in, and we have a value of 20. And so we have 100 plus 20 is equal to 120. Another way we could have calculated this is 100 times 1.2. Okay, the 1 being the 100%, and the 0.2 is the 20%. So we're actually adding, we're keeping in consideration the original 100%, or the $100, and adding that 20%. So when we multiply that, 2 times 0 is 0, 2 times 0 is 0, 2 times 1 is 1, is 2. And then we go to the second, we add a 0 in here, and remember that we have that one decimal. We'll keep that one decimal value, is really important for us. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 0 again is 0, and 1 times 1 is 1. We add through, and we bring in our one decimal point, and lo and behold, we got the same answer as we did above here. So it doesn't matter which we do. We got $120. So we're going to say that X and Y are both equal to $120. That was the sale price. So we got $120 for the black ones, and we got that profit of $20. Okay, so keep that in mind. I'm not going to put a plus sign, that's misleading. We're going to say that's the profit of $20. Okay, that's really important to this. The next thing we got to do is we know that the sale price, whatever it was, so I can make a little equation here, that the sale price for the red skis, S, is equal to Y, we'll do Y in red, okay, times, well, we know we lost 20%, okay, so that's 100% subtract 20%. We lost it. The original amount would have been, if we do 100% times y, it stays the same number because we're going to convert this into a decimal. So if we convert 100 into a decimal, it ends up just being 1. And I'll write it as 1.00 so it looks similar. We convert 20% into a decimal, it's 0.20, so it looks similar again. Again, 100% times y is the original price, but we're going to lose that 20%. So what we can do in this case is 1 subtract that 0.02 ends up being 0.8, and that's really important here. Essentially, we got 80% of the original amount that we sold this for. So we're still got two variables here, the sale price, which is our S, and and y is the original price of y. The original price of the... I've defined these variables wrong. I just realized that might be really confusing because I've written y down here. I'm going to say y is the sale price, so I'm going to put it on this side of the equation. And apparently I cannot get rid of it. This is interesting. There we go. Yay. I'm going to put the y over here because the y is actually the sale price. And I'm going to say we'll say O is the original price. O looks like a 0. I am choosing not wonderful variables. Let's just say n. N is a nice one, represents a number, okay? So n is the original price. We don't know what the n is. We do know what the y is. We said that it's 120. So I'm going to plug it in for this y here. 120 is equal to the n, which is the original price we still don't know, times 0.8. So actually, in order to figure this out, pardon me, we can divide both sides by 0.8. Okay. What'll happen on this side is they sometimes call it canceling out. Essentially creates a 1. 1 times n is still n. So this is the original price. And this is going to be really important for figuring out this original price. 120 divided by 0.8 is actually going to give us $150. So the original price of the black skis, black skis, was $100. We just figured out. And then we got a 20% profit, so we say we plus 20%. So we had a profit of $20. We just figured this out. The original price of the red skis was $150. And we said we had a loss of 20%, which means since we sold it for $120, we figured out the difference. We had a loss of $30. So when we calculate profit, profit is equal to, would be considered revenue minus cost. Okay, we'll say that we got a $20 revenue. Those are the black skis. The cost was $30. So the question is, how much profit did we make? Well, we actually have a profit of negative $10 here. In other words, we lost $10 overall. Okay, now there's a lot of calculations here to figure this all out. It might seem really confusing, but what we can do is actually try to take this to the extreme. Really, if we think about it, we knew that the red skis, a wonderful picture, the cost of them had to be greater than the black skis cost. And the reason being is that because the black ski, the prices were the same, we knew it had to come out to $120, but we knew that this one had a profit of 20%, and this one had a loss of 20%. And all that means is this value had to come up, where this value had to come down. So now if we know that the red skis cost more, we can try applying 20% to a very simple number that's much larger than the black skis. So let's just say that this is an extreme. It's not the exact example, but let's say that the red skis were $10,000. Okay, well, we know 20% of that. We can just take one. We can multiply the first value by 2 and take a 0 away, and we're looking at a $2,000 loss. We lose $2,000. Okay, where if the black skis were only, let's say, $10, again, I'm going on extremes, I've made this far less costly, and we get a profit of 20%. Well, 20% is actually just $2. Okay, so we have a plus of $2. So if you do a quick comparison already, just by looking at these, we know that the value of the larger number, the 20% of that value, that's supposed to be an arrow, I apologize. That's an arrow. I'm going to fix that. The 20% of that larger value is obviously far larger than the 20% of this smaller value. Okay, and then we had to converge on the same sale price, so we got some pretty specific calculations. But by taking it to this extreme, we just did it below, you can tell very quickly that, because the red skis must have cost more, okay, and we had to come down to a price, that 20% will for sure be much larger than the 20% gain on the skis, the black skis that we brought up in price, okay. I know we jumped around a bit in that one. That might have been a bit confusing, but I hope it kind of makes sense to how to apply profit, net gain and loss, and how to calculate percentage.